Und da sind wir wieder bei The Great Ace Attorney Escapades. Letzte Episode haben wir mit Mr. Natsume Japanisch gelernt, mit Tsushiki Natsume. Und in dieser Episode sind wir on Briar Road. A chilling escapade about a shilling's escape from the clutches of Rolly and Pet Beat, who'd only just found it on the street. Gina, the pickpocket is the obvious suspect, but Rionosuke, Sholmes and Iris happen to be passing and the plot quickly thickens. Okay, also sehen wir dieses Ehepaar wieder und Gina sehen wir auch wieder. Und ein Schilling ist quasi, ja, verschwunden. Let's go! 13th April, 12:20 p.m. Briar Road. Dass da noch ein Schneemann steht im April, Ende April. Möglich, aber unwahrscheinlich, oder? Keine Ahnung. Sir! Constable Rolly Beat, reporting for duty. Thanks to the good officers of Lord Van Zieks. I'm back on my beat here in the capital, doing my best for the good citizens of London, sir. Aha, my Rolly, back in his Bobby's uniform. You couldn't look any more handsome if you tried. Ah, my love, you say the sweetest things. Gods. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. To us, Lord Van Zieks isn't the Reaper of the Bailey at all. Oh no, of course not. He's the patron saint of Bobbies. The patron saint? Oh yes, Pat, you're so right, my darling. Keeping us in pocket, he is. On my first day back on the job, what did I find in the gutter? A shilling, my love. A whole shilling. Oh, Rolly, I always believed in you. I always knew one day you'd find some big, small change. With just that shilling, I could buy you a cheap bunch containing a single flower, my sugar. A single flower? Oh, how romantic. Oh, God. But I'm so sorry, Pat. Only moments ago, that shilling disappeared. Disappeared? But how, my love? How? I think maybe... No, I'm sure. It was this girl here, sir. You swiped my precious shilling, didn't you? You cheeky little diver. Es ist Gina! Blimmy. You took your time getting around me, didn't ya? I thought that lovey-dovey stuff weren't ever gonna end. So, a shilling, you say? Lifted from your word. Don't know nothing about it. Where's the evidence, eh? Aber sie ist doch jetzt... Also, sie ist nach Fall 5 im Gefängnis, ne? Also ist Susato auch noch in London. Weil ich dachte jetzt gerade schon, Susato ist vielleicht schon weg, weil er in der Summary nur stand Rionosuke, Herlock und Iris. Aber wenn sie noch auf freiem Fuß ist, dann ist das noch vor Fall 5, würde ich sagen. Wann war Fall 5 überhaupt? Dann muss... Ich habe keine Ahnung. A shilling, you say, lifted from your word. Don't know nothing about it. Where's the evidence, eh? Right there! The evidence is dancing around in the back of your hand, young lady. You stole it from me. You lifted it from my pocket just now. You've got a nerve, stealing from a bobby. Cobblers! This coin's mine! How could you know anyway? How could you know if it was taken just now or not? Dear me, you don't get it, do you? We've hardly got a penny to our name, so that coin felt as heavy to me as a bar of coal. Of gold, nicht coal. Eh? I'm telling you, the moment it left my pocket, I knew. I felt myself get a good few pounds lighter. Ah! Yup, that coin has got my blood, sweat and tears all over it. What's the matter with you, eh? Mr. Naraodo? Kam mir die ganze Zeit zugeguckt, oder was? Huh? Me? Sorry? When a lady's in trouble, the two gents supposed to be there to help, straight away. Not an hour later. This isn't my fault. I haven't stolen anything. And what about you, eh? Sholmes? I thought you were supposed to be a great detective. Dear me, Mr. Swade. You took your time getting around to me, didn't you? I thought that long dispute was never going to end. You only said give us a minute when we spotted you over the road and said hello. And that was 10 minutes ago, Ginny. We've just been standing here listening to your quarrel with this Bobby. Do beg your pardon, madam. We shouldn't be troubling the public with police business. But that shilling belongs to us, doesn't it, Rowley? Of course it does, my love. It's just for you and me, my darling. This was just supposed to be a nice stroll with Iris and Mr. Sholmes before afternoon tea. Why did we have to run into another fiasco on Briar Road? I don't really see how we could be of any help, Gina. There's no way of knowing who the coin really belongs to if it was just dropped in the gutter. I wouldn't be so sure of that, Bruno. What? I have a feeling I might know the answer to the question of whose coin that is. Ah, my bright young fellow lodger. Let us hear your deduction. Well, there's actually a reason why I suggested a stroll down Briar Road. Oh, what reason? You see, I was here yesterday and, well, I dropped a little something. So I wanted to come and look for it, while enjoying an afternoon stroll. Wait, you dropped something? You don't mean... It was the pocket money that Pearlie gave me. What's this, Iris? You dropped that, did you? I'm sorry. I went to the market on Lime Street yesterday to pick up some herbs, you see? But on the way I must have dropped it. The 1 shilling coin you gave me. Oh! A 1 bob bit? Yes, and when I thought back over the route I took, I realized I must have dropped it here. Constable, you haven't seen it, have you? It's all my pocket money, and now it's gone. Well, I'm afraid I don't know anything about that, young lady. What? What luck, dropping your money like that? Sorry. I dare say the constable and his companion could give you a 1 for your money with their white eyes. If it's all the same to you, Mr. Sholmes, I think I prefer not to be used as a yardstick for looking guilty. Well, it's tough really, isn't it, Iris? You dropped it, so it ain't yours no more. Anyway, you know what they say. What goes around comes around, so don't feel bad. Bad luck, Iris. It doesn't look like you're going to get your coin back. Oh, I can't believe I've lost it. And straight after Hurley gave it to me as well. Yes, regrettable indeed. I seem to recall that particular coin was rather significant. What do you mean, significant? To be specific, it was especially significant to you, Bruno. Significant to me? Ah, you don't mean... It was a coin from Last Light's wager? Was this wager? Wager. Ah, Wette. Wie wird es ausgesprochen?
Wager.
Wager, okay. The very same, my dear fellow. What's this then? What wager? It was a game of poker. A duel between Hurley and Runo. Poker? What, the tricky card game, you mean? As a lawyer, I have the perfect poker face. You'll never be able to tell what I'm thinking, said he. But depriving Mr. Naruhodo of his entire fortune was even easier than finding that missing thoroughbred. It was so infuriating. Reliving it now still makes me grit my teeth. Sorry, Iris. I had every intention of paying you back the money I owe you, but you'll have to wait, I'm afraid. Yes, I know. Don't worry, next month is fine. Let me guess, Otto. Your whole fortune. It was 1 whole shilling, my entire monthly stipend. And I lost all of it. As I handed it over to Mr. Sholmes, I gritted my teeth so hard my gums started to bleed. Please, Bruno, don't exaggerate. That's a horrible image. What about a lawyer who borrows money from a 10-year-old girl? Now that's a horrible image. Why do I feel like my reputation with this couple has just fallen through the floor? There are few things more invigorating than taking a man for all he's worth. Don't be so pleased with yourself, Hurley. It's not as if Bruno ever had a chance of winning. Wait. What? What do you mean by that? Well, using that special link I developed, anyone could. Thank you, Iris. That will do. I'm sure this conversation is proving very dull for everyone. Bitte? Hat gecheatet? What's done is done. The game is over now. There's no point crying over spilled milk. Special ink, you say? Well, sir, that sounds like the sort of risky business that's right up my alley. Oh, Rowley, I love your dauntless spirit. You laugh in the face of danger. Come on then, Iris, spill it. What's the special link about, eh? Ah, well, it's what's sometimes called invisible ink. All you have to do is write the suit and number on the reverse side of every card. And with the aid of some special glasses, the whole game is laid bare to you. Wait, you were wearing glasses last night, weren't you, Mr. Sholmes? You said something along the lines of, my eyesight appears to have suddenly worsened. And the moment you failed to question that as odd was the moment I knew I had won the game. Ah, okay. What? Okay. Mind games, was it? Trying to throw me off with your eccentric ways. So you're telling me Sholmes could see every card what Otto had? What? But that's not mind games. That's blatant cheating. My dear fellow, what an accusation. Would you honestly consider me a cheat? Please, I prefer a trickster. Whatever you call it, the game doesn't count now. Understand, Mr. Sholmes? Dear me. Well, out of respect for the bad grace with which you take defeat, allow me to return your shilling. Allow me to return your shilling. Did you hear that, Gina? So give it here. Eh? Leave me out of this. This here one bob bit was mine from the start, no question. No, sir, that there one bob bit was lifted from this here Bobby's pocket only a few minutes ago. So you keep saying, come on then, where's the evidence? Eh? The law, right? Is all about evidence. I know my stuff. You see, Mr. Naruhodo? Use a trite excuse in court and the others will parrot it. Only whenever I do say that in court, it isn't as a trite excuse, you know? Trite war doch irgendwas dumm oder frech oder sowas. Banal, abgedroschen, okay. Trivial. As I said, sir, that coin has got my blood, sweat and tears all over it. That's right, it has. Rowley's blood, sweat and tears are the evidence. Blood, you say? In that case, it's time for this. Ah, do you think? Well, if there's any trace of blood on the coin, we'll soon know about it. Alright, Ginny, hold very still. What? Ah! Look at that! See there on the coin? It's clearly changed color. In other words, there's blood on this coin. Once again, as I said, sir, that would be my blood, sweat and tears. Oh, wait! I've seen blood turn that color before. Yes, I know who it is. I know whose coin it is. What? The rightful owner of this blood-stained shilling is... Bruno! Weil dir die Zähne so geknirscht haben, dass wir geblutet haben oder was? Huh? Me? And from the appearance of the blood, I would say it is quite fresh. Left within the last 24 hours. Within the last... Ah! Then, in that case... So, this is the coin what Jones out of Otto last night in the poker game. Oh, Winnow, do you mean you really didn't make your gums bleed? Was sind Gums überhaupt? Zahnfleisch? Gums. Ja, Zahnfleisch. I told you, I was so infuriated to lose, I had to grit my teeth as I handed over the money. Blimmy. Yes, Art, ich muss jetzt mal gucken. Ich weiß, das ganze Let's Play habe ich nicht nachgeguckt, ne? Aber ich muss jetzt mal Blimmy nachgucken. Verdammt heißt das. Und wie wird es ausgesprochen?
Blimey.
Was?
Blimey.
Blimey, okay. Yes, Art up as me by the sound of it. But I thought you had a proper job. Come on, Gina, just hand it over, would you? The shilling, that's rightfully mine. Ah, fine, alright then. Just stop your bleeding staring. Ah, I finally have it back. It's like a dream come true. I nearly had that one in the bag an hour. That's wonderful news, Bruno. I'm so happy for you. Now then, as you promised. I'd like my money back, please. The shilling I lent you before. Ah! You did say that you'd pay it back out of this month's pocket money, didn't you? Oh, yes. Well then I suppose... My dear fellow, do be kind to your gums. Looks like that shilling was always destined to be taken from you, sir. For some reason, the phrase serves you right is floating around in my head. So, Iris, as promised, here is a shilling I owe you. Oh, you're repaying me already. Well, thank you. Next month would have been fine. Though. What's it all about anyway? What are you lending Otto money for? Ah, yes. Well, actually, it's because I went to the Lime Street market yesterday to buy herbs. For Bruno. Als ob sich Kräuter bestellt hat. Herbs? For Otto? Yes, the tea Mrs. Susato left behind is top quality Yokuro tea, but it's just so bitter. Also ist Susato doch schon weg? Keine Ahnung, muss ich gleich mal nachgucken. So when Iris suggested mixing it with some herbs to make it more palatable, I asked her to buy me some. That's right, we've made a special Japanese herbal tea with leftover Gyokoro. I'm going to call it Susie's Special Blend. I do hope you'll all try it. The excruciating bitterness clings to the throat, if you can persuade the bright green gloop to leave the cup. Why? It sounds quite delicious. Yeah, right. Also, ist Susie jetzt doch schon weg, Susato? Wann war der Fall denn? Ich weiß es gar nicht mehr, welches Datum. Well, it would appear the shilling's brief adventure are now at an end. Adventures. You must agree, my dear fellow, that the coin has made a considerable journey since last night. Let's see. Originally it was a coin I was supposed to give to Iris to pay her for the herbs. But then, in our poker duel last night, it passed to you, Mr. Jones, who gave it to Iris as spending money. But then I dropped it here sometime yesterday. Hä? Dann hat Iris den Coin doch schon zurückbekommen. Aber gut, ist wahrscheinlich nicht von Rionosuke, von Runo. Then my beloved Rolly found it a little while ago and picked it up. Before it was lifted from my pocket by this here diver. I then used my favorite gun to show up the blood that was on it. And let slip about Jones' little scam in his card game last night. The annulment of which resulted in the coin returning to the ownership of Mr. Naruhodo, allowing me to pay Iris the money I owed her after all, for the herbs she'd bought in order to make Susie's special blend tea. And now, after all that, the coin is resting safely in my pocket. Okay, ja. Yeah, right, that was an adventure. But what are we supposed to take away from it, eh? That this one shilling coin belongs to Iris, and Iris alone, I think. I cannot fault your observation, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, you know what they say. What goes around comes around. Why do I get the feeling that Iris knew it was coming around to her from the very beginning? Priceless, as they say. Well then, my dear fellow, how about this evening we indulge in some bitter tea and a bitter rematch? I'll even allow you to stake the coming month's spending money in advance. I fold. I fold heißt ich passe? I fold. Ich denk mal. Oh Mann. Ich glaube, das war's dann auch mit der Episode, scheinbar. Okay, dann ging's da ums gestohlene Geld. What goes around comes around. Alles rächt sich quasi. Okay, ja, dann bedanke ich mich fürs Zuschauen, bedanke mich fürs Dabeisein und in der nächsten Episode haben wir dann die letzte Eskapade in The Bailey, wo scheinbar Barock van Siegs nochmal eine Rolle spielt. Ich bin sehr gespannt. Gut, ich bedanke mich fürs Zuschauen, ich bedanke mich fürs Dabeisein und wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Einspruch und so. Tschüss, bye bye, Kuna.